Hey, this is Chris. I'm here at the South Carolina Beekeeping Association Summer Conference, and I'm joined by Mr. Ed today.
Hello, Mr. Red here.
Yeah, and it's great to have you here. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you coming
Oh,
out.
it's great to be here. Great to meet the South Carolinians. I actually lived in Charleston back in '68 and '69,
Okay,
long time ago.
long time ago. I'm sure it's changed a good bit
I
since you.
probably has. I haven't been back.
Well, you should. You know, it's a couple hours down the road, so before you head back home, maybe make that trip.
South Carolina.
Yeah, so our theme this year has been past, present, and future.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of look back at your past as a beekeeper, focus on some of the things that you're doing today, and then also kind of think ahead to the future.
All
So
right.
my first question for you is, you've been in the beekeeping world for a while now,
Yes.
done all kinds of things. Looking back, what do you think has been the most significant change to beekeeping, and how has that influenced your practices?
Well, I don't know about beekeeping in general, but as a beekeeper, um, what changed in the progression of the years that I've been a beekeeper. So I started keeping bees in 1978, and at that time, it was a lot easier to have bees, and I just had
Mhm.
bees in the yard, and you didn't have to do anything to them. And I pretty much stayed on that path of not having to do anything with the bees, let the bees take care of themselves. But I think what changed my whole perspective of keeping bees would have to be my faith in God.
Mm.
So with that um, in the mix now of bees, that it put my whole view of the creation, God's creation, into a different perspective where I can become part of that active creation with bees, interaction with bees, and make that a offering to God for my participation in that.
Yeah. It's definitely, you look back at the history of beekeeping, and one of the most influential people was Reverend Langstraw.
Okay.
So there's always that connection, it seems like, between, you should say, like the spiritual world and then also the beekeeping world.
Most definitely, I would say that in even though they may not realize it, but most beekeepers have a spiritual connection with the
Mm.
bees because there's no way that you can be a beekeeper for a long period of time without having a spiritual connection with them.
Mm.
That association of God, seeing God in the hand of bees.
It's really fascinating to see what all they can do.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's and they do it all in the dark.
They do. That is another thing. I've just come to that realization here in the last few months that everything that they do is just, it's my faith. You might as well say, yeah. So let's move to the present
Okay.
for a second. There's a lot of talk right now, especially this year, earlier with all the commercial beekeepers and their losses, of
Mhm.
challenges that are facing beekeepers today. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges beekeepers are currently facing?
Again, it isn't so much um, uh, a particular thing. I would say the biggest challenge that each beekeeper faces is the perpetuation of being a beekeeper.
Mm.
So the challenges, the everyday challenges of being a beekeeper, because there's so much good, but there's also so much difficulty in keeping bees, so much expense in keeping bees,
Yes.
and so the the reason why you became a beekeeper is sometimes it's lost. You've
Mm.
lost the reason why, and so you become discouraged, and then you stop being a beekeeper. So I would say the biggest challenge is keeping the original idea of why you wanted to become a beekeeper, why you wanted that, to keep that alive and fresh and new. That is the biggest challenge of each beekeeper. Now that you're always going to have the challenges of the actually aspect of keeping bees,
Right.
but I would always say the biggest challenge is continuing to be a beekeeper.
Yeah, because there's definitely times I've been out in the bee yard and something would happen. I'll get really discouraged. I've had queens fly off, I accidentally squished a queen or two, and all of a sudden you get kind of down in the dumps
Sure.
about, because like you were talking about earlier, you make those connections, right?
Yeah.
And you just sometimes just want to hang it up, but like you said, just remembering why you started doing this.
It's so important. It's so important to hold on to that first notion of I want to be a beekeeper. It's like what where'd that come from?
Such a random thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and yet there was something, and I attribute that to spirit, to spirituality. So something in your spirit connects
Right.
because we can. I think is we see the presence of God in it.
Okay. So let's look to the future.
Okay.
All right. What do you think is going to be the next big innovation or shift coming in beekeeping?
I already know that, and it's the next generation of beekeepers.
Right.
It's the next generation because if we can't pass on what we have learned from being a beekeeper to some young person so that they can catch the fire as well. So we're responsible for passing that fire. That we as beekeepers need to encourage and help the next generation of beekeepers so that they will have this be inspired by what we were inspired by, and then they will have the fire themselves.
I agree, and that's going to tie into the very last question I have coming up for you in a minute. But first, before I get into that last question, I'm going to do a quick this or that or would you rather situation with you. So I've got 4 of this or that. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Sourwood or orange blossom honey?
Sourwood. It's actually my
1000%.
favorite type of honey.
That is the correct answer. That is my favorite too. I will fight somebody for a
I'm
jar of sourwood.
So people send me honey all the time. And man, when I get the sourwood honey, I put that's mine.
Yes, that's mine. I agree. All right, so something that's southern beekeepers really feel. All right, beekeeping in the heat or beekeeping in the rain. You have to pick one. What's the worst, the less worst of the two?
Well, I would say beekeeping in the heat is going to be my choice because I do it all the time.
Right.
So I I don't like getting wet when I'm working bees, and I don't want them to get wet either. So it's in the heat. And I'm in Louisiana. This heat is
Yeah.
part of it.
Heat, humidity, all
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah,
all
y'all,
part of it.
y'all have it way
No,
worse than we do.
I think it's pretty good over here too.
Yeah.
Bad here too.
Oh yeah. You should see me after coming out of the bee yard, just drenched in sweat. My shirt's a different color than when we started.
We start at 5 o'clock in the morning when we start pulling honey supers.
Right.
You got to go early because the heat will kill you.
Got to. All right. So kind of along that same vein, full bee suit or just the veil?
I wear a jacket.
You do the jacket.
I wear a jacket, and very often when I work in bees, when I do removals, I take it off because when the bees are pretty gentle. I mean, you're still gonna get stung, but
of course.
I always prefer jacket and jeans. That's it, and boots. I wear boots.
I think I just saw. I was looking back through your videos. There was one jacket you had, brand new, shining white, with the clear plastic in it.
Oh, that thing is nice. That's nice. I like the veil, that plexiglass veil, because it really the difficulty with that veil, that glass thing is, man, you can't wear it in the heat because boy, it fogs up. But I mean, it retains the heat inside the veil, so it's a winter.
For sure,
winter veil.
Both of us have glasses too, so I don't know about you. The heat coming off my body makes bad. Glasses just start falling off, and then all right. Peanut butter and honey sandwich, or biscuit and honey?
I'm gonna go the peanut butter. I love peanut butter with bananas and honey. That's just like that's a winner.
That's I got a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old. His favorite thing right now is the peanut butter and honey with a banana on the side.
I like it all.
Seems to work.
Yeah,
it works.
You get the banana, you cut it in half, you put your peanut butter, and you run the honey on that. Just chew it like that.
Yeah, for sure. So. Last question I asked you before we did the this or that, you talked about the next generation and then being the next big innovation or shift in beekeeping. So if there's one thing you want the next generation to focus on, what is that?
That it has to be fun. Beekeeping has to be fun because if it's fun, we'll continue on, and if it's fun, they will continue learning. So it's in the learning and the perpetuation of the fun of learning that beekeeping will continue on as well. So fun, fun, fun. And once the fun is gone, so is the urge to become a beekeeper.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it because I think it was happening while you were in Dr. Tarpey's session, but we actually had kids
Yeah, I wanted to see that too.
watching a hive inspection, which was really cool. Do you have anything you want to plug your channel or anything like that?
Now, I think I've been a beekeeper, like I said, since '78, and the journey of beekeeping, it never has grown old for me. I've always had a desire to continue on. And now, as my role as the beekeeper for the monks and maintaining their hives, it's like the challenges are every day. My days are taken up now working bees, whereas before they were working bees and building caskets. Now it's like the bee, because we have so many hives now, they take up so much of my time, and I'm really happy to do it.
Yeah. Well, I thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming out here the past few
My
days.
pleasure, Chris.
It was
My
nice
pleasure.
to meet you, Mr. Ed. And that's it from the South Carolina Beekeeping Summer Conference.
God
Everybody
bless.
take care.
God bless.
Bye.